spirit of unconditional love, abiding everywhere and enduring forever. God is love, and the greatest gift given to humanity is the gift of God, which is love. As you were on your way to church this morning, suppose a person approached your car, asking you for money for a cup of coffee to stay warm. What would be the first thing that crosses your mind? Do you assume that person wants the money in order to buy alcohol or perhaps drugs? Now remember, God is the spirit of unconditional love working through our lives. So can you look at that person with unconditional love as God looks at us? How would your perception be changed of that person if you were able to do that? Now let me ask you another question. If you knew someone who's in distress in their lives and you have the opportunity to change their circumstances, but that it would require you giving up something significant, could you or would you be able to do that? Think about the story of Abraham and his only son, Isaac. God tested Abraham's unconditional love for him by asking him to sacrifice his only child. Now, he had a little bit of conflict going on inside himself. He had that internal conversation going on. But Abraham was willing to follow through on the unconditional love for our Father, and he was going to do what was asked of him. Abraham demonstrated unconditional love. Now, remember that divine love is the idea of itself, the idea of oneness, sameness, and unity. So the idea is, since universally we're all unconditionally connected, and if I demonstrate unconditional love to any given person in my life, in essence, I'm demonstrating it to whom? To myself. Because you know what we put out there, what you put out there, is what will always come back to you. Imagine the world if we all were able to demonstrate unconditional love. Imagine the world that we would live in if our lives were dominated by divine love, by divine unconditional love. There'd be no room in our hearts or in our thoughts for anything less than love. No hate, no envy, no malice, no jealousy. Now let's remember that man knocking on your window, asking for change for a cup of coffee. How do you know that that person at your window is not an angel sent to test your unconditional love? Could you pass that test? Remember that Scripture reminds us not to turn our backs on a stranger, as it could be an angelic being be sent to us. Angels unaware. You don't know. You run into the street on someone that looks different to you, has different values from you, perhaps is unkept, unshoveled, doesn't smell the best. Can you still look at that person with unconditional love? Can you look through the appearance and see to the Christ-like within? Can you truly walk your walk? Because we're good at doing this. It's not enough just to talk it. You have to be able to demonstrate it, or you don't know the principle. It's time to come to ourselves, to realize that we are children of unconditional love. And in that knowledge, we become the powerhouses that love intends for us to be. Because remember that divine love is the power of God in action. As Valentine's Day comes upon us, give honor to love. But not just this one day. Show reverence and profound respect to the greatest power that God has given to us every day, unconditionally, the power of love. In the movie called Prelude to a Kiss, there's a single line in that movie that expresses to me what unconditional love truly is. And the line is this: never squander the miracle of another human being. Never squander the miracle of another human being. And so it is. Our speaker this morning has brought numerous lessons and messages to us. She's also going to be doing a very special meditation. So without any further ado, I give you Associate Minister Cherie.